is Han. Grew up in South Seattle, representing the South End community. Right now, we're in the same grad program. We go to communication leadership. Some extracurricular stuff that I do is I kind of participate in a club called Mukfi Kung Fu Dragon Line Dance Association. One of the student instructors there. Outside of that, I'm like a freelance videographer, photographer, graphic designer. Also graduated from the University of Washington for my undergrad. And, well, here I am. So,
That's dope. So you're from Seattle.
Yep.
If you're comfortable sharing, did you go to high school around in Seattle then too? Or did you go Rainier Beach side? Or because I heard that's where you went or lived by.
Yes. So I went to South Shore K through 8.
Okay.
Did go over to Rainier Beach for some high school classes, but attended Cleveland High School for my 4 years of high school.
Did you do sports over there?
I did, yes.
What sports did you play?
I did cross country, swimming, soccer, ultimate frisbee, football, and I think that's it. Oh, and basketball. Basketball too.
So Cleveland, you guys played Seattle Prep, correct? Did you guys?
Yeah, we did.
My cousin actually played for them, and I remember he said that. I didn't even know Cleveland was a school until I was in high school,
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, we played Cleveland." So I was like, for some,
Oh, for what sport?
Yeah, and basketball actually.
Basketball?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But he's like 6 or 5 years older than us, so he probably is at a different year. But it's pretty cool. I actually played for I played at a small school, or tribal school back in Tulalip. That was the first year I played. It was my senior year.
Yeah.
And I played football there too. And man, sports was fun, man. High school sports, I feel like it's starting to get more interesting as I get older. Like,
yes.
Not in a weird, creepy way too. Before someone's like, oh, this guy goes to high school games, but like, I think it's getting fun because like, oh, my cousin plays for that team, and but yeah. So to start off, so like what interested you? So you did UW, and what did you graduate at UW with?
I graduated in American Ethnic Studies, as well as art, specializing in photo media. So,
damn.
Video photos.
Where did you start? If you could take me down the alleyway, basically with graphic design, because I saw your work in class, and I was like, I know graphic design just through just making thumbnails and like essential stuff, like simple stuff.
Right.
But when I saw your guys' logo with the lion, correct?
Yeah.
It was intricate. So if you could kind of bring me down how you got into that.
Like the whole pathway of graphic design?
Just how from start to finish.
Woo! Asking the questions. So I got interested in graphic design back in like 8th grade, or like 7th grade actually. One of my so my mom, she teaches at the University of Washington. Okay. And she had one of her students who was also really interested in graphic design come down, help me out to like do a film project back when I was in middle school. And I was really appreciative of that because he took time out of his own day to just talk to like a middle schooler and like, help him out on like a project that was just like kind of like whatever. But one of the key things I remember was he opened up like Adobe Illustrator and started making like custom like vector forms, as well as like putting someone's face onto like a muscular body, like stuff like that.
As a kid,
as a kid, it's just like, yo, how are you doing that? Like, take me through all the steps. Yeah. It's like, well, first you take, your pen tool, you do this, and you add the curvature, basically things I was like, to the point where like, wait, that's actually so freaking cool. What ended up happening from that is just self-exploration, just kind of getting the product itself, like Adobe, Illustrator, Photoshop, Premiere. And since middle school, I've just been exploring those programs. Thankfully, at Cleveland High School, they kind of have like a project-based school where I was then able to apply those skills into group projects. So if any point, right, in any group project, we have an option to do a video, I'm going to do a video.
Hell yeah.
If there's an option to submit an art piece, then all right, that just gives me a reason to further explore these programs. Then what ended up happening is, UW, right? Like, this is where I want to take it. Yeah.
And so with that in the undergrad, then you said that with the same thing with masters, I'm guessing, because like you're like, I already got these skills. How can I take it another step? That's kind of like how I went. So was that similar to what you did?
Pretty much, yeah. It's like And like you go to for me, Cleveland High School is like a STEM school, so engineering, math, sciences, which is funny because I graduated from that high school knowing that I didn't want to pursue those things.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, which is cool because I guess I'm not entering college with the mentality of like, oh, this is what I really want to do, and figuring out not really what I want to do, which is great. And not to discredit Cleveland High School or anything like that, like it's amazing in that sense. So yeah, enter that same type of way, that same mentality of like, just gotta keep moving forward. I know I'm good at this. I want to take it to the next level. How can I do that? I want to be surrounded by people with the same mentality. So
yeah, that's definitely what I feel like at Communication Leadership.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, like it's hard for me. Like I'm kind of like a pandemic hungover, or I don't know if that's a right terminology to say.
Yeah.
But like it's kind of hard to get back out there again. Now like the mask mandate's like gone. Apparently, like the COVID, is like apparently no one wants to think about it anymore. And when I look at something like our master's program, it's pretty like, get involved, meet with people. And I was like, what a better way. I was like, you know what? I should just reach out to you. Cause I was like, this guy's pretty similar to what I like to do.
Oh.
And it was so cool to see your project in class.
Thank you.
And so you said you're a teacher at Kung Fu, is that what I heard?
Student instructor, yeah.
You're a student instructor, so does that mean you teach from 18 under or like 12 under or?
Just means as a student of the club, I kind of help instruct the Kung Fu portion. And the students that I teach are from a range of ages, like 3 years old to I think around 18 or so.
Okay.
To even my age, but yeah, just I've been there for 5 years now at the club.
Dude,
and yeah.
That's dope. So yeah, that's super cool because I did Kung Fu as like a kid, like a really young kid.
Okay.
I did like, I don't know, like
what style? It
was, man, dude, I'm not trying to be. it was. So my mom, it was kind of like the funny story was my mom's like, you're gonna get involved, and
yeah,
I was at the time I'm kind of a smaller kid at the time,
right?
And I was like, she's like, you could do football, you could do wrestling, you could learn an instrument, or you could do something else, and come to me what you think.
And you're like, yes.
And I was like, I don't want to do any of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd rather play Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
And my mom's like,
gotcha.
You can't do that. So there was enrichment classes where they would come in, and my mom did a drum making class. Like, I don't have a Dreamcatcher verse in here, but she did all that. But she's like, you have to take 2. And the other one was Kung Fu, and I was like 10 at the time. I was like, dude, I'm doing this.
Wow.
So I do it for like a month, and then I was like, I like this. I got my yellow stripe and like kicking or yellow or stripe belt, striped. I don't know if that's right terminology. It was for Kung Fu for Kids. That's where I went.
Kung Fu for Kids.
Yeah. And then I went for like 2 months, and then I was like, man, they didn't really teach much Kung Fu. I mean, I felt like it was more of a babysitting because I was so young.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was a good time. I got to meet a lot of people, so that was kind of my introduction to like what I know. But are you into martial art? Do you go advance into that? So I know you're a teacher. Do you like compete, or do you do other MMA or martial arts?
Well, specifically in the Kung Fu world, there was like a Seattle Kung Fu martial arts competition where you just kind of compete in a traditional form. Not against one another, but how you perform a form. Which that was before the pandemic, and our team along with my like Kung Fu teammates, like we all got like first place and at the competition. But outside, I guess like the Kung Fu scene, one of my friends, he's really interested to like the fight scene. So like we trained together doing boxing. We've learned like a little bit of Muay Thai. And I think our like the ground game, like striking, okay, but the ground game is something we got to work on.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, but like I'm just kind of there as more like a lifestyle, not so much like getting into like MMA or anything like sparring related too heavily, but more of the training aspect and the discipline to it is what I'm there for. Yeah,
there's actually Matt Chess is up the road. That's like I don't know if you're familiar. You might know him from
Matt Chess.
Yeah, Matt Chess. It's like they have like jujitsu and all that kind of stuff training up there.
Oh, gotcha.
And I was thinking, I was like, man, I want to get into that, and I just haven't gotten the courage to do it.
Yeah.
My buddy was like, dude, just do jujitsu, and I was like, man, I don't know. So
that's
like,
a whole nother like, beast in itself. Yeah.
And I've been watching a lot of UFC, so like like, so I'm like, I should try it out. Nothing to the point where like, oh, I could see myself being in the UFC, but
You like put someone in an arm bar or Kimura, you're like, yeah, you know how it is. Like, yeah.
My one of my cousins one time, he told me when we were really young, we were always kids like wrestling around, and like you know how it was as a kid, you're wrestling with your buddies, and when you guys get older, you guys want to start fighting, don't be going to get in fights in the bar or anything. Come here if you want to fight and fight here. I was like, oh man, I'm not trying to fight my uncle, bro. I'm gonna lose. So we were like 14, and we're like, I guess we're not wrestling around here.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of sounds bad now that I kind of say it out loud. But yeah, man. So you're doing a documentary. That's one of the main things I wanted to hit on here.
All right.
So you're in video, and that's a beast of itself, like you're saying with Photoshop, and then you said you like to do videos.
Yes.
So how did you dive into the documentary? Was it from the class where you're just like, I'm going to tackle this, or were you kind of already like, I'm going to do this with my master's program and kind of use those skills? I'd love to hear how you went through it.
Yeah. So in regards to the documentary, the Mach-Fi Insider Building Community and Culture, that was kind of a surprise, kind of planned. Kind of planned because before class, I knew I wanted to take Jacob's video class. I knew that for sure. I didn't know what assignments were going to be on it. So I preemptively asked my, Mach-Fi teammates, hey, let's just do some interviews. Sit in front of the camera. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. And I wanted the theme to be around community. And I didn't have anything structured than that. I just asked questions, same questions to each teammate. Then my Sifu, he asked me questions too. It was a little different, and I filmed all this stuff, and it was just in my hard drive. Nothing there. I just figured like, okay, I'm gonna just plan ahead, and then whatever Jacob has, our professor, has planned for our assignments, I'll then pick and choose, and we'll just get these assignments knocked out. So as you know, we had the subject matter expert video, the promo, and the mini doc, which I was like, first off, awesome. Got all the footage for all three of these things. But then for the mini doc, the thing was like 3 minutes. I can't respectively, like, sure, I could do the 3-minute doc, which is what I did. But with all the interviews that I gathered, it just didn't feel right to just leave it only, okay, after everything we've done, 3-minute documentary. So that's why I was a little bit of surprise, like, okay, I guess mini doc, understood, like we got keep in the 3 minutes. But okay, I'm gonna do this as an extra thing, get all my friends right that I interviewed previously, and we gotta do this right. So out of respect for everyone's time, as well as just the respect for the art and the culture, like to produce this documentary, and then what ultimately happening is contributions from the team, their input, created this 60-minute documentary thing.
So how much time, or when I look at like clip space and hard drive space, how big was it? Like how many times did you trim it down? I should say, because it's 17 minutes.
Yeah, because you know how it is with podcast work, right? Because you have like a long strip of audio, and then to condense to like what's going to be for the audience, understandable, the storyline within it. So in that aspect, it took about like 5 sweeps just to get down to the actual story. So I'm talking about like, I think an hour plus of footage of like collective interviews, right? Going through every single clip and then sorting it out from everyone's stories to then figuring out like, okay, this was the good take, what's usable, what's not, to then taking those usable takes, putting it all into the usable timeline. Then from the usable timeline, abstracting like, okay, this makes sense with one another. We're going to put this part here, the other teammate's question right here, their answer right here. Then taking those pieces, making another timeline, and then we get the 16-minute reel. So condensing from 1 hour to 16 minutes. And then you already know from the 16 minutes, then you add your B-roll. Then from you adding your B-roll, you add your color textures to then figuring out like, oh, wait, I kind of want to add this graphic. So then you add your graphics elements in the front and in the back, then your credits.
Dude,
you're right. Right.
You're walking me through something. And I appreciate how you're explaining it, too, because there could be some people listening that are like, I've never really thought of it like that, like they probably think of it as like, in art. I'm not saying anyone's like, they don't comprehend it, but like you're saying, like to bring it down from here to here to here is like multiple days of work, or even like at the end you're like, oh my god, I should have gotten this, and it's like with all of that you still can somehow be like, I could have had this graphic, or but like, I think you did a great job. I mean, I saw you promoted on Instagram, and it was cool to have that countdown.
Yeah.
So I was like, we got to get you in here.
Hey.
And I noticed when I initially scheduled like for the 20th, and I was like, then you're like, wait, how about this Sunday? I was like, that would make more sense, because it's like, when people release a book, they want to have the tours around.
I was even thinking of that, but yes, there we go.
So that was good intuition right there. But yeah, man, I mean, something as cool as a documentary. So what was your favorite part about recording it, or what was the hardest part you faced, I should say, too? However you want to answer, but yeah.
Okay, my favorite part recording it was just having my friends, or let me redo that. My favorite part recording that was just having my friends in front of the camera and answering these questions. And I think what really made me so happy about that was their willingness to help, because they know I'm really passionate about video, and they know this is like, something that's part of my career, my skill set. And like, they just have this, which I'm really grateful for, like the sense of appreciation for what I'm doing, as well as like for me the same way, like they're coming out of their time to help me out with these things. And I guess the second part that I really enjoyed about it was things that may seem untouchable at first, like getting into the video scene. It's pretty hard. There's a lot of things where people might hit you with a lot of terminology, different types of skills that they expect out of you, and some people might find that really intimidating. I know I did. But for them, right, if they're also interested in art or want to pursue something similar to like the video, like I'm here, like, hey, you want to hold the camera for me, and like get this right here. That's a great shot. Maybe a little bit lower. Like they're right there step by step, and I'm just like shadowing a little bit. Dope. Yeah, and it's also that like mentorship mentality to it. So it's like it really feels awesome to help out in that sense.
Do you feel like, sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Do you feel like that situation of you giving back helps come from like your upbringing, of course, and who you are, but also that one guy who helped you out when you were in middle school?
Exactly,
like that feeling.
No, exactly. Yeah. And it always circles back to that, because again, he was going out of his way to teach me these things, and maybe I didn't fully understand it, but it's the fact that it was happening, and he actually was there to teach me these like different things, and I want to make sure I like provide that back to the community that like helped bring me up. I'm gonna do the same thing. Yeah.
So that's what I really admired about Jacob's class too. He was really hands-on, I should say, like as much as he could be. Like, hey, like I didn't go to the extra credit shoot, but I think you did. I saw the picture he posted, and to see that experience be given to like and have the opportunity, I think it was really cool. Even though I wasn't there, even though to have that opportunity, like I should have went. I think I was working, honestly, and but it was cool to see that. I was like, wow, like he said he was gonna do it, he fell through, and then it was just really inspiring to see. And I think it made it a little easier to do the work in his class.
Yes.
Because I could see that he was so about it, I've definitely had teachers in high school who were just like, here's a packet, learn.
Go home. You have questions. Yeah. I do too.
So I think that's what was really cool.
Yeah. No, you bring up a great point, because Jacob really went out of his way to like, hey, we're going to go do some hands-on work. Ask me anything about the process right now, which is not something you can fully do just in a classroom setting, like you're saying.
Yeah, because sometimes they have lectures. They're like, no, we're learning about Easter Island right now. You can't, that's somewhere I really want to go, actually.
Easter Island?
Yeah. Have you ever thought about going to Easter Island?
I have, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I would like to go.
Dude.
Yeah.
If you ever go, we should link up sometime.
Say less.
I was telling my girlfriend about it. I was like, yeah, I want to go to Easter Island. She's like, oh, where's that? Like in South America? I was like, yeah, but it's like 60 miles off the coast. So I feel like, honestly, though, if I were to ever go out away, that would be a way of pushing it, because you're on a little plane, you're going over the Atlantic. Oh, man. Is that Pacific still down there?
Yeah, that would be
Pacific. So still going over the Pacific.
Yeah.
But yeah, where's somewhere that you would really think about going?
I would really want to go back to like Hong Kong or like Guangzhou, like back to the motherland, pretty much.
Have you been there?
I have.
How many times?
I've been 2 times now. Yeah, that was over like a study abroad at UW, actually.
Damn.
Yeah, and it's just awesome.
Dude, I've never left the country. Well, I mean, I've been to Canada.
Right.
You know,
but does that count? We're from Seattle.
I know.
You know what you mean? Like, yeah, Washington area.
Vancouver's like a nice, clean Seattle. You know. Okay, so talk to me about that, because as you know, I may even have people who've never left the state, you know, the city, or even the country for that matter. Do you have any? Did you know anyone there? Did you have a set thing in mind that you wanted to go see when you went there? How was it? I'd love to know.
Well, one thing I would tell you is the food outside of America is 10 times better.
No way.
We get treated with disrespect here in the States. Y'all know this. Like, if you go over, really just out of the country, it just, I mean, not to disrespect, like, okay, yeah, this is home. Yeah. But the food, like 7-Elevens, McDonald's, like, I'm just naming some of like the popular stuff. Starbucks in other countries, really, like, I guess over in Asia specifically, really good. I guess other than that, yeah, I went over for a study abroad. First time as like just a student, second time as like also as a mentor, so like a TA position. And yeah, it was a set thing to kind of reconnect with your roots. It was through American Ethnic Studies, so for a lot of students who are tagging along, they have ties to Asia, or they're like direct descendants from or like their ancestors are from China, from Vietnam, from Taiwan, from different areas of like southern China to like just all around just East Asia. And that's what we're learning about. So you would learn about the history of the area. You would visit the places over in Asia, and then you would come back and do a presentation of like, you know, reconnection or connecting history to the present, to how you're interpreting it from now.
Did you do a video?
I didn't do a video. I did a presentation. I know, right? I know.
I was about to say, we can show it.
Yeah.
You know what I've actually heard? I actually had a friend who was gluten-free. Or no, he couldn't, or whatever I forgot the actual allergy, but he can't have gluten. That's what I should say. And he went over to Europe, and actually he was able to eat bread there. So it's like, like, is it bread that we're eating here? Is it the ends? Like, what is wrong with it here? And like you said, you know, it's home. I get it. You know, there's great food here. Yeah. But like, are we putting that much chemicals in it to the point people have allergies to, I can't even eat bread here? And he could have a loaf of bread in France? Yeah. Or maybe he could also be full of crap too. Right. You know?
well, I mean, I think there is a lot of truth to that, because I don't know. I don't know. We have such strict guidelines here. I'm not really fully aware of this subject matter, but it's just the fact that, hey, I'll tell you my experience. Went over, I think it was over in Hong Kong, and they were like in one of the street markets, right? And they're saying, sorry, I can't sell you this fish. And I'm like, why? Because it's been in this tank for a day. Wow. And I'm just like, no, that's okay. That's still fresh. He's like, no, it's not fresh. It's not good. Dang. And I'm like, wow. See, I guess it's just in that aspect, right? There's just a different standard. Where they're going out of their way to make sure that, hey, this is the freshest thing right here. Because like even with fruits, like they're not trying to give you something that's like, it seems like hours. Of course, I can't speak for all over like in Asia, but it's just that different sense. And of course, the food is amazing. I'm telling you, just try anything.
What's your favorite dish? Like, when you say food is amazing, what's the first dish that comes to your mind?
Oh my God, there's so many things. Fish right now is coming to my mind. So like steamed fish, like any sort of seafood was just awesome. Yeah. I mean, I went over to Hainan, which is one of our tour guys was saying it was like the Hawaii of China. Wow. Yeah. Which they had like amazing seafood selection. Dang. But there's this one dish specifically in Hainan, like Hainan chicken rice, which is just basically like white rice, but with the Hainanese like chicken flavoring. So it's like you're eating like chicken, but it's rice. Dang. Yeah. And it's just like those simple things. It's like,
wait, it's like chicken rice, like seasoned.
It's seasoned chicken rice. Yeah.
Huh. Like a top ramen kind of seasoning, but like obviously
like beyond that. But to picture it, it's kind of similar to that. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. You know, like I'm a sucker for good rice, man. Like, you know, anywhere, you know, that's kind of
all the carbs. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And it's like there's this other I think I was listening to a podcast. It's like everywhere you go is gonna have like some sort of grain and a protein, you know. Yeah. But obviously there's only like 4 things: healthy fat, protein, carb, and obviously, I was kind of like, duh, But then it's kind of like bread and meat, and I was thinking like rice and meat is such a. I always gravitate towards probably the the rice in a protein rather than potatoes in protein. And a lot of people, would probably disagree and say I'd rather have steak and potatoes, but man, dude, I'm a sucker for like chicken and rice, man.
Yeah.
In any form you can get it.
I mean, again, it depends on your upbringing, like what carb you kind of prefer. I'm the type of dude who put carbs on carbs. I like bread, pasta, rice, like whatever crazy combination there is.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I'm the same. Like people say that with burritos actually, because I like from Chipotle, obviously, or other places. I'm like, oh, I gotta have rice in my burritos. They're like, that's like grain on grain. I'm like, dude, I still like it.
You gotta do it. It's necessary.
So you're from here, Seattle. I'm a big, huge teriyaki fan. Huge.
Yes.
Always have been.
Favorite place.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
Oh.
Because I've had some misses.
Yeah.
And I should say, what makes a teriyaki place good to you? Like, what is your standard? Like, do you walk in and you're like, the setting doesn't matter to me. Like, I'll walk in and like, if it even smells a little bit and the food's good, I'm like, you know what? I'm willing. But the best place I've had was actually near my work, and it was Teriyaki Bowl, and that's still like a chain. And I'll be honest, I haven't been much in Seattle's Chinatown, to be honest with you, like as much as I'd like. But where's your spot in Seattle? Or if it's not even in Seattle, nearby, what is a place that you feel comfortable sharing,
Got you. No. Well, I went to Cleveland High School, and any Cleveland person will tell you during advisory period, you call it this one place, you drive down, you pick it up, and you eat it back at Cleveland. Is I Love Teriyaki.
I Love Teriyaki.
Yeah. Now, is that the best place? I mean, I don't know. I would say it's good. It's really good because one, for the convenience, they're really fast, and as well as like it's just really tasty. I usually get the salmon teriyaki.
That's your favorite.
I like that one there. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's like local, right next to the high school. The other place I really like is what's it called? Toshio's Teriyaki. It's the one right near Dearborn, Rainier. I think that one's specifically a family chain. They've been there for a long time.
There's a Toshio's, that's what it's called?
Toshio's Teriyaki.
There's like a Tasha's Teriyaki. I don't know if they could be different. There could be like maybe a chain like right down the road. I would look it up, but I don't like to mess up with the things sometimes because I do it wrong. But yeah, man, I'm a sucker for it. So Toshio's, that's what
Toshio's, yeah.
I need to check that out. And then what was the other one? One by Cleveland.
I love teriyaki.
Dude, I gotta try both of those because I've been trying to find some places to eat because I'm from up north. And have you been up to Marysville area, like Everett, Marysville?
A few times, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm over from Tulalip. That's where my tribe's from. And so we have some decent teriyaki spots there, but nothing really to hit home. But I will say around here, food wise, I think we have really good Mexican restaurants here. As to comparative, like my girlfriend's from New York. You go to New York, they have a lot of things we don't have. Like I can go to a place in New York, get a good slice of pizza, basically anywhere, or you can go get wings and they're basically good anywhere. But there they have not much Mexican food, and it's like here, like we have teriyaki, we have that culture, which is, I'm not saying they don't, because I'm sure they do. But I think that's what's really cool about Seattle, the variety of food we have.
Oh yeah, the Seattle scene full of food is really good. Yeah, the cuisines that you can kind of access. I mean, I'm from South End Seattle, so the 98118, like we have Kingway Plaza, which already contains a lot of Vietnamese restaurants, Chinese restaurants. You go a little bit down, like maybe what do you call it, White Center, or over by Renton area. I mean, you're tapping into much more like the Mexican style restaurants, as well as North Beacon Hill. That's a very big community right there. Then like you said, the teriyaki. Then the Chinese community, right, with a lot of Chinese restaurants. Filipino food is really big here too. I mean, we have so many big cuisines just in this area. Like, we're really lucky. Yeah, like, very lucky.
Yeah, like there's a Cuban restaurant like right down the road from here, and
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's bomb.
Yeah.
God, like Dos Luchos, or God, I don't even want. I might sound bad, but like
Save yourself.
Yeah,
Save yourself.
I should just kind of just keep it at that. That's the thing with some podcasting, To be honest, I usually listen through it. I listen to the whole thing, and then I basically remove. Like if you say, "Hey man, I brought up teriyaki spot. I want to blurt it out." I would blurt it out, obviously.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's pretty like raw.
Yeah.
Start to finish. But yeah, man, podcasting's dope. I've definitely been in the game to the point where I'm trying to elevate it more and more. With I think is the video world, and that's what I kind of wanted to ask you. As someone who's in video, what do you recommend for someone who's like, I'm looking for a camera that could basically record longer than like 30 minutes. And I know like they fill up and it's just SD card, but what do you record with?
I use a Sony A7S II. That's like a full mirrorless camera. But yeah, that 30-minute drop is what separates a DSLR to a video camera, because otherwise it'd be a dedicated video camera if it went over 30 minutes, but they do that thing where it chops off. So yeah, which is like, why?
Yeah, that's what I wondered. I was like, if my iPhone can record longer.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's an iPhone, but like, I think that's why I like it, because it's so seamless. But I think, you know, like to have like a video camera like right in the middle would be dope. Yeah, man. Like I just really think the whole world of that is something really cool. So to jump back,
yes,
I'm jumping all over the place.
That's all right.
With your graphic design, were you the guy who was like making the memes in high school?
Oh.
Like, were you that guy?
I was not that guy.
No way.
I was not that guy. But I love making memes within my friend group.
Yeah, of course.
But it's not like I'm making memes, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So you saved yourself a little bit.
Saved myself, yeah. I will laugh. I will indulge a good meme. Yeah. Am I really making the memes? Not really, you know. But yeah, I'm right there though. I
asked that because a lot of people who get into Photoshop and graphic design, I've noticed, go into that route, especially in high school. When I kind of learned a little bit, I was really bad, and I'd actually get made fun of for making memes, like because my buddy, you know, I'm just gonna say his name because he wouldn't care, but my buddy Nate, actually, he was the better one at photoshopping, and I would always try to like get something out before he would, and he'd always have one ready, or with our friend group.
Yeah, what's up with that? Yeah, like our friends just tap, and it'd be photos of yourself, it'd be photo of your other friends, right? Already memed. Which is crazy because now I think the meme culture that's just what it is. Everyone has memes just on deck. Like you just open a folder and you got like it's like several Patrick the Stars and SpongeBob memes. Like, okay, you know.
I don't know how it took off. Like, you know, I'm guessing. What year did you graduate?
2017.
2017. I was 2016, so we're around the same age.
Okay.
And I should say we're basically the same age.
Yeah.
I was like kind of in the upbringing of like, you know, the Bad Luck Brian's and stuff. I'm kind of starting to sound like a okay boomer right now, you know, but like Bad Luck Brian and stuff like that was kind of like memes with us. And then it slowly transitioned to like the SpongeBob memes. And it's cool to see like, they're like serious now. Like people get upset. Like I've seen people lose jobs because they're making memes about their bosses.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm like,
another step. Why take it that way too? Why take it that way? I don't know. It's like the Mr. Incredible memes now. Yeah. It's like, the pre-animation and now animated face. Like, it's like the levels to it is insane. Yeah.
And some people who aren't really like fully invested would be like, what the heck is Mr. Incredible? And why does it matter if it's like darker? You know? Like, and you're like, look at it, you're like, dang.
And then that's a meme in itself. Then you're like, you just put that phrasing right there, boom.
Yeah. And it's like a whole nother world of, you know, that. So, with memes, you know, and looking into the future, how do you see your future like after master's taking you? Where do you picture yourself going with it? Or do you not know? Because I don't know.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's, like at this point right now, I can't give you a hard answer, but what I can tell you is my aspirations is to be like a director of photography. So being a cinematographer of some sort, working with cameras, you know, capturing the angles, to even just maybe just being an editor. Yeah. And hey, I feel like once I get those experiences under my belt, it'd be really cool to be a director of some sort. I don't know whether that's in commercials, takes me to Hollywood. Yeah. Maybe some Netflix series of some sort. Definitely not the adaptations. No, definitely not the adaptations.
Well, you're not.
I'm not. I just say that because you know how with the legend of Korra, like Avatar Aang and stuff like that. You know, they always keep messing up on those adaptations.
Oh yeah,
like the live action stuff. Although hopefully this one for Netflix series for you know, Aang and everyone in the crew. Yeah,
I got high hopes.
Yeah.
So here's something with that.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's from a tribe in New York, and she directly knows the person or knows of the person who is gonna be Katara.
Oh, in the last Airbender series.
Whoa. So it's gonna be. So she's really hyped. So we're both really hyped.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen actually all of Korra yet. I saw all of the Airbender. Actually, like 2 years ago, I had to watch it through. I don't know if you have. I guess I kind of assumed you.
Yeah, I watched all.
Just
of them.
with what you said.
Yep.
It was intense because when I was a kid, it would just be on Nickelodeon, and I'd be like, I've already seen this episode. I can't.
Right.
You know,
right.
my mom asked me if I wanted the DVD set, and I was just like, no, I'll just watch it on Nickelodeon. Big mistake. Because everyone kind of ruined it by the time I got older. Yeah. And then I was like, 2 years ago when my girlfriend started dating, she's like, just watch it with me the whole way through. And then it was like an ultimate experience, you know. So, but Korra is pretty dope.
Yeah.
But I also have high hopes. So anyway.
Yes. Anyways, yeah. How about let me just redo that real quick. So my aspirations to be like a director of photography, a cinematographer, working with cameras all day. To taking the next way, maybe it's like being an editor. But I would love to be a director of some sort, whether that's directing commercials, Netflix series, Hollywood, wherever that kind of takes me. But I'm just kind of leaving that open. I'm not trying to close any doors. But yeah, it seems like with anyone's video journey, it's never going to be like a straightforward path. And I'm sure that's with podcasting, with radio as well. It's not always something you can just kind of follow career-wise. You just kind of learn, you pick it up as you go, and you start networking from there. And I guess that's where I'm just trying to take it. Yeah, so I guess we'll just see. We'll see what happens.
That's exciting. I think that's what's so cool about it. You're like in love with the journey, you know, because there's also like, I know a lot of people in other majors like, oh, I'm going to be in business. I'm going to be a CEO. And if I'm not a CEO, it's a fail, you know, or if I'm not, I don't know, something medical, you know, it's a fail if I don't get there. And I think that's what's really exciting about that. And also in those job forces too. But like in ours specifically, like you can go like, you could totally take a right turn and go, I'm going to be a hardcore editor. I'm going to be graphic design and be in that director of that. Or someone says, hey, Han, I really loved your documentary. Why don't you come shoot this documentary that springs here to another small company? It's like, you know, like I really like that answer of how you could take it basically where you want to go. Yeah. And Go ahead.
I was going to say with like your line of work, our line of work, right? You just kind of have to be multidisciplinary by nature of it because you have to know exactly, hey, if you were to work with an editor, I know if I have to redo a take, I'm going to redo it right now. Yeah. And then that saves your editor sometimes, but you know that because you were an editor once before. Yeah. Then you know if you were like a director of some sort, you know exactly that, hey, I need to give direction to my cinematographer to stand right here for this shot that I specifically want. But you know that because you're a cinematographer or like a podcaster once, and if no one gave you that direction, then you wouldn't know exactly. So it's like you go through all these progressions and you carry that with you, and that fuels your experience and the experiences that you give to your other person, to your teammates, to your cohort, your colleagues. Totally. You know, it just fuels more of your own experience as well.
It's like, you learn one thing and you learn like 10 other things with it, you know, because with this, I totally thought I'm just going to learn how to record and I'm going to learn how to post it.
And is it ever that simple?
No,
it's never that simple.
It's like, you got to learn how to do lighting. You got to learn how to, you know, how it goes. I can sit here and tell you what I have to learn. Yeah. But then it would bore everyone. Yeah. But,
and that's the thing. There's so much work. And Jacob stressed this too. There's so much work behind the scenes. And that's the thing. There's respect to all the artistry behind it. And even though it's just like maybe what we see is just 30 seconds, right? It's more than just 30 seconds. It took a day and a half. It took
planning.
Yeah, planning.
Yep. Yeah. And something actually, I kind of had an experience where I kind of had some feedback one time, and I should just say it was a past job, and somebody came in and they were like, "Hey, I want to do this. I want to be a podcaster." I'm like, "Dope, you know, I support that." Yeah. You know. Yeah. And they came in, they kind of brought me everything, showed them, and they told me, they're like, hey, after it was done, they're like, I don't do anything. I don't edit. I don't do any of this. And you're going to do all that. And I was like, whoa.
Oh.
I was like,
what I just signed up for. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, you realize, I wanted to say this. I didn't. I said it in a nice professional way, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the fun and best part about it. I would say, that's the cherry on top, is being in front of the camera, like what we're doing, talking, meeting someone, but then like the hours of editing and all that kind of stuff, no one wants to do.
Right.
But it's like, you got to do that stuff to benefit from that,
exactly.
Or like get to a point where you can have someone actually do it for you. Mm-hmm. Like you said, be a director of some sort.
Yeah.
But I think that's a common misconception, like just like how people say, oh, doctors only work 2 days a week, but they're working 2 24-hour shifts. You know what I mean? So it's like,
and then behind the scenes too.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So I don't know. I never thought about the medical route though.
Yeah.
I thought about dentistry a little bit though.
Okay.
I did.
Well, what changed?
Okay. Yeah. I'll bring you down that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I got this dentist book as a kid.
Uh-huh.
And I think it was kind of partly like my mom's like, you should be a dentist, and I was like, and she didn't overbear it though. Mm-hmm. It was definitely like, if you think about it, I support you. Mm-hmm. And she got me this book and I was like, this is dope. And then I kind of went through and I was like, in high school we had a communications course and that kind of switched the whole course.
I see.
But recently, like 2 years ago, actually, I got another dentist book which was similar. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, I'm kind of knee deep in this communication and I really enjoy it. I feel like that's a total left turn. And I also read, and I think I made an excuse for myself, that they're like one of the top 10 most depressing jobs in the world.
Depressing?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, every dentist I've kind of met is kind of like in a good mood.
Yeah. But
I guess it's like, I read about it and it says it's because like nobody likes you. I was like, I feel like if I met a dentist, I wouldn't be like,
that's intense. Yeah.
I was like everyone who comes in, like you're going to be telling them essentially like this, you have no cavities. Cool. That's like the best good news you could give.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're saying, I got to give you a root canal, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, you're in that sense, right? Is that really your fault? You're just
exactly.
You're telling them their own reality that they made for themselves.
It's like, bro, you should have been brushing.
Yeah. Like, what's happening? Yeah.
So what other jobs have you done? If you, so I know like from what I can tell, you're satisfied in what you do now. Mm-hmm. And you also did a pop-up store at the UW. I'd love to hear about that because I'm thinking about starting a pop-up store of some sort.
Your juice brand?
Dude, I was thinking about it. So let me know how that is for people who don't know what pop-up stores are.
Okay.
But I know your clothing line is not a pop-up store. Just explain like the small business and whatever you're willing to share, of course.
Okay. Sure. I could talk about like a little bit about our brand.
Yeah.
And then the pop-up experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a co-founder, one of the co-founders of Perseverance Clothing. I'm wearing the hat right now. We started during the pandemic. So it was like August of 2020. It's my Sifu and I. Yeah. So we were just kind of talking to each other. Royal, that's the name of my Sifu. He was really interested in like just starting a streetwear brand. Yeah. Overall, just like, hey, I want to start a clothing line because there's similar clothing lines around the nation that kind of only specialize in like a lot of line dance, pride and appreciation. But I guess for us, how we want to like separate ourselves was a little bit more Chinatown centered. Our origins are in line dancing, but we're going to uplift like the Chinatown community that we're from as well. Not saying other brands don't do that, but it's just that's kind of what our focus was specifically. So August 2020, right, that's the rise of like anti-Asian hate, as well as Black Lives Matter, as well as like peak pandemic where everyone's just like Chinatown's dying kind of. Yeah. So this brand sparked out of that, and we decided to name it Perseverance because we want to like showcase resiliency. Like we're still here. And I mean, if you look through like I guess the greater BIPOC history, right? Yeah. Always resilient. And that's what we want to showcase. And from there, like we just started making collections. It's just more of a passion project. And we started realizing people really unifying with this brand, with the brand name, with our designs. So that ultimately led us to going to this pop-up shop on the 9th. And I was at UW. And what was really cool about that is ASUW, the Asian Makers Mart, they wanted to give other Asian Americans like a creative space to showcase their work.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the other thing too, right? During pandemic, how can you even do that in any space?
Yeah.
But beyond that too, right? Just being a creative, having a place to go and showcase your work means so much, especially just for people who walk by, and to get asked questions goes a long way. So just having that experience to like, hey, we're going to lay out our clothes, like it's like a little mini setup store, right? You get to bring your clothing rack, you showcase your designs, people ask you questions, you make a sale, you make a series of sales, and it just feels really nice. And to know that one, like, hey, you're experiencing this, but you're experiencing this with other creatives in the same space.
Yeah.
So it's like a little shared community, and you get to talk to them too about their art crafts. It was just an overall fun experience.
Dude, that's amazing. Basically my tribe back home, we have Boom City. We sell fireworks.
Boom City.
Yeah. Have you been to Boom City before?
I haven't.
Yeah, so we sell fireworks down there, and that's kind of like similar to like pop up. And my cousin does. He has a clothing line too. Like he does pop ups, and he goes to like powwows and stuff. And it's such a cool thing to be a part of. I always like helping him. Like if I can, stand there and sell some sweatshirts for him. And I think it's cool is because people are coming to you. And how often do you get to go to Nike and see Phil Knight there selling his brand?
Right.
So like you have that exact like it's like another step closer to knowing who the brand is. And I think that's what's really cool. Like, hey, like, can I get a picture with you? Or hey, like, I love the shirt.
Yeah.
And you directly get to hear it.
Yeah.
Rather than like in the pandemic where it's somewhere like, hey, I don't have Venmo, I don't have this, or you know, like there's all these barricades. But I think that was really cool. I didn't get to make that either. That's another thing. Like I was telling you, I want to get more involved. And I was thinking, do you play basketball?
I do.
We should start like a comm lead basketball group, or like meetup. It doesn't even have to be serious.
There was.
There?
Yeah, I was in a comm lead basketball group.
No way.
There was a comm lead basketball group.
Dude, we gotta
for the IMA.
No way.
You know Kelly? Kelly Yamada?
No.
Well, she hosted the bar meetup at the College Inn. Yeah, she's the team captain.
Dude, okay, well that's good to know. Now you know, right?
Involved. Yeah, we got to shoot some hoops then.
Yeah. I actually just got I said this like last episode. My basketball shoes were stolen out of my car.
What?
Big time. Rookie mistake. I was parked down at the Ave.
Yeah.
And
already.
Yeah.
Already.
So it's like, and I have tinted windows. I had my stuff in my trunk. I was like, it's good.
Yeah,
so this is. I'll tell you the story.
It's good.
Moral of the story is, long story short, my shoes got stolen. But the day before, I noticed someone broke in, but they didn't bash my window in. Thankfully, I noticed all my change was gone. I was like, all my change is gone. At least that's all they got.
Yeah.
Closed up, came home.
Yeah.
And then the next day I was like, I'm going to go to the gym. And I was like, then it hit me. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, and then I was like, I even had a speaker in there too, like a Bluetooth one.
Yeah.
And my dumb ass had both pair of my basketball shoes in there for some reason. Like I was like, I'm going to bring them both.
So it's not just one. It's
it was both.
That's
of them.
Insult to injury there, man.
And it was just salt on it. And I was like, damn, like.
Right.
And then on top of that, they took my football cleats. I was like, dang, like,
wow.
I was so used to, I'll be honest, where I went to school at Wazoo for 4 years to get my undergrad, but I'm from here, and over there I never had to worry about it, and over back home I never had to worry about it, but on the Ave I was kind of like, it's only going to be an hour,
right?
No one's going to break in an hour, but they're probably watching as soon as you turn that corner, they're ready. So
that's super unfortunate.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry that happens to you.
No worries, man. Yeah. But it was just it reminded me like basketball.
Yeah,
I gotta get some new shoes. What are you hooping? What kind of shoes do you hoop in?
Funny thing is, I'm still hooping the same high school shoes.
Are you?
Yeah.
Which ones? Hyper Dunks.
Like they're Hyper Zooms.
Hyper Zooms, are they lows or are they highs?
They're highs. Yeah.
We might have had the same ones. I had some
my
white ones.
colorway was like red, and they had like I don't know, some ankle arch thing. I wish I could tell you more. I'm so bad at this.
Dude, when you see them, send me a picture next time, because I might have had the same ones in high school.
All right. Yeah. Well, there we go. That's what I have.
So I customized mine. I made mine all white and I put red on them, and I thought they were the coolest thing when I was in high school. And then I even like had like so they were high top whites.
Yeah.
And then I wore long white socks.
Yeah. So you're just looking like some Autobot, right?
Dude, I thought it looked so cool.
Yeah.
Now looking at it now, I was like, man. That's what's funny. Is like, I thought it was just so cool.
Or like back then, you're like, dude, this is the drip, like this is the new wave.
I really thought that was it, man.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's okay. It's okay.
It's all right though,
right.
Right?
Glad it happened.
I definitely think it's a meme in one of my friends' phones somewhere,
mm-hmm.
but they probably nice enough to not show me.
Yeah. Or back then it's like the diamond belt thing, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Or like bedazzling there were things back then. You get your lanyard hanging outside your pocket.
What was your thing that you're like, this is just dope? No one's messing with me.
Oh dang, I don't know. You know what? I love the I love haters socks. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
You were a big haters guy?
Well, I just had one pair, but it'd be like, I'm showing a little bit of my legs today. Yo, we're getting that. We're gonna show that real quick.
Did you wear the booby bracelets too?
Oh no, I did not.
My brother was big on that. He's younger though.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think of high school trends that were just cringy. I can think of middle school ones, but I kind of give a bypass to middle school. Like everyone's kind of weird in middle school anyway.
Where everyone's trying to figure it out.
I can't really make fun of anyone in middle school because I had a bowl cut. I had like
same.
I had a bowl cut and I rocked the V-neck, like a deep V.
Oh my god!
But I wore a T-shirt under it.
Oh, okay.
So it looked like a tuxedo.
You're just really fancy,
dude. I thought it was just. I made this post on Facebook. Made a group. And that's when making groups was cool. Like people would actually see it. Now you make a group, everyone's like, "Is this guy all right?" It was like wear V-neck day. Like 3 people did it, and I was like, I am like a revolutionary.
Yeah, trendsetter at this point. I mean, inspiration for everyone.
So that was kind of that story.
Yeah.
So your documentary is out now.
Yes, it is out now.
Yeah. So where could people find it?
People can find this on Facebook. You can also find it on YouTube. And if you want links, there's also links in my Instagram.
Dope.
So check it out.
I saw you have 2 Instagrams. Do you have 2?
I do, yes.
So you have a personal one, I'm guessing. Mm-hmm. And then you also run your business's one. Yeah.
Well, you're talking about Perseverance Clothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you run that, your personal, and the documentary has one?
There is a third one, yes. The third one is my personal artist page.
Okay.
So yeah, Eckeltech, I've had that since middle school, Eckeltech. And yeah, that's just my creatives page. And that's just more than video. That's also photography, graphic design, whole slew of stuff. And then, like you mentioned, Perseverance Clothing, its own separate identity than my personal. That's
dope. I mean, I think, so your other founder is your Sifu?
Yes.
So, that's dope. So like you're in this. I'm looking at it.
I guess so. Yeah.
You're I mean, shout out to you guys, like, because I know as much as it is just to do graphic design for a podcast.
Yeah.
To have a new design, or even just for you to go and change the color in the eye or however you're gonna do it, is also a set of work.
Yeah.
That's doing it. And running the social media on top of that, and adding, like you said in the class, the website or the video to your website was a big change, you said.
Huge change.
That I didn't, I've thought about making a website for this, which I did a long time ago. But I definitely want to make like a video trailer of some sort, just after hearing that.
Yeah.
Like the traffic that could come through.
Do you have like the Adobe suite? Or?
Yeah, I got all of them. I'm recording on Audition right now.
Okay, excellent. Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, Adobe Illustrator is like scary to me. Like Photoshop's easy to me now. Like if someone says, "Yo, can you put Russell Wilson in a Broncos jersey for me?" Which I'm pretty sure they wouldn't, from around here, but I could do that. Yeah. But Illustrator, I feel like it's its own beast. I'll show you one of my logos after we're done recording.
Okay.
And oh my God, you're gonna be like, why did you put so much work into that? So I don't know if you've ever seen a beaded medallion before, like what a beaded work.
I think so.
Or Native American beaded work.
Yes.
I have a beaded medallion on Photoshop that's the DJP logo.
Okay.
And that's the one that's on Instagram. And I made individual beads on Illustrator, added a little reflection.
Wait a second. Whoa.
And I put little beads in like a 2000 pixel thing, one by one, copied and pasted it.
Oh my God, what?
Dude, I put as much work into that than actually just beating it.
Yeah, and taking actual a picture. Beading work. Yeah.
And I remember my girlfriend was like, "What are you doing over there?
Yeah, what's happening right now?"
And I was like, "Oh, I don't know why I'm doing this." And it like I know there's a faster way. That's what pained me the whole time. I was like,
"Yeah."
And I looked on YouTube, and
like you just want to convert this bead work into like a photo of it into a logo or something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I'll show you right after this. Yeah. And real simple thing. Yeah.
I tried to do the thing, and for everyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, it's like Illustrator and like. It's basically like I thought you could just make a paintbrush and just like paint the bead.
You could, yeah.
But like, yeah.
There's an even faster thing too.
No way.
Where,
you can show me. It's gonna be like 5 minutes. And
I mean, if you do a drawing and say it's like a black and white image, and you shade this part in all black, and you have this part that's white, you put it onto Illustrator. It's like photo copy translation thing. Yeah, and it'll just digitize it into a logo for you.
Dude, so you don't even have to do like the pen tool thing no more?
Nah.
Dude.
But pen tool
different,
is
though.
Different. It's a different thing. I would definitely highly. I mean, yeah. I'll show you. I'll show you. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Did you know in Premiere as well, which has made my life a hell of a lot easier, is the auto generate captions? If you've seen that.
Or
have you used it?
Recently only heard of that auto generating.
I will show you that because that thing saved. So I used to do videos for like comedians down in LA.
Yeah.
They would give me their stand-up special. And I sat there and I would transcribe it word by word.
Oh my gosh, that too.
And like, the thing is with comedians, they'd be like really, really stickler about it though. Like in Jacob's class, it was easy, you know, because the students were like, oh, that's just dope that's there.
Yeah.
But comedians would be like, if this word pops up before the punchline though, like say the punchline's like, how about this airline food? And then you say, airline food thing pops up before he says it.
Yeah.
It takes it out, which I understand.
Right.
But it was like.
It's their delivery. That's why.
Yeah. They're like, you can't ruin our delivery. And I'm like, God, like it's already tedious.
Yeah.
And adding on to it. But, we're at about 58 minutes, so I want to give you an opportunity if there's anything I missed you want to share or shout out, whatever you want to say.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Follow us at Perseverance Clothing, PRSVRNC. You can see on the side of the hat here. Shout out to Mach5. You can also follow us there at Mach5 Kung Fu. Shout out to Eckeltech, ECKEL.TECH. So yeah, man, that's what you gotta do. You gotta represent, Yeah, well, I appreciate you having me on and sharing platforms really. And again, huge respect for what you got going on here. And I appreciate the setup.
Yeah, dude, we got it
come on. And the ring lights, what is this?
Yeah, dude, we got